IAS 19, Employee Benefits, talks about how we account for pensions. Now, before you switch off, pensions affects us all, okay? They do, or they certainly will affect all of us. Now, the accounting standards do not dictate how much of a pension you will receive, of course. But the way that they account for pension schemes is important because that has fed into the decisions that companies make on which pension funds to actually offer. Now, historically, there was something called a defined benefit scheme. These still exist, but they're far less common in the current world. And under those schemes, what happens is the employer, and often the employee as well, would contribute into a pension fund. Now, regardless of how that pension fund does, the employee, when they retire, would get a fixed or certainly determinable benefit. And that meant that if the pension fund underperformed, the company is liable for the shortfall. So those are the ones that you've maybe heard in news articles where you talk about pension deficits and pension holes. The company is liable to make up that difference. Well, obviously, companies are less keen on those, and they are becoming far, far less common in the modern world. What now happens more often is you have a defined contribution scheme. And in that, the company and the employee contribute a set amount, and then when the employee retires, you get a return depending on how well the pension fund has performed. So the company's liability, it really ends with the contribution amount, and that's it. So clearly they're more attractive to companies because the risk is borne by me and you, the individual. We get a higher or lower return depending on the performance of the fund. And so when you're looking at your pension, take a look at what pension scheme you've got. Is it defined contribution, defined benefit? It's likely to be a defined contribution. A recent development is that there are now some hybrid schemes which have elements of both. Now currently they're not captured by IAS 19. So if you're a preparer that operates one of those schemes, keep an eye out for IAS 19 developments because it's likely that sooner rather than later there will be an accounting standard developed for these hybrid schemes.